I defaulted to comfort instead of leaning into pressure. I sometimes treated the vision like a maybe instead of a responsibility. Discipline is not a one-time event. It's repetition, it's consistency, it's training until your body, mind, and spirit can carry the weight of your calling. That's exactly where I am. I'm not starting from zero. I've done a lot, but the level I'm walking into requires heavier lifting, more focus, and greater internal control. What if you think you've been waiting on God, but actually, He's been waiting on you? That revelation changed everything for me. Welcome to This Time Next Year, a series where I share how I'm becoming the woman who is ready. Along the way, I realized that most of the time we think we're waiting on God, but often He's waiting on us. God showed me a vision that I'm not ready for yet, and I finally stopped pretending I was. This year, I'm intentionally doing things I've never done before, so I can become the person I've never been, to prepare myself to steward what I've never had. In the last episode, we talked about identity, seeing ourselves as capable, ready, and aligned with what God has promised, because who you see yourself as determines how far you'll go. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the dreaded word, discipline. Not discipline as punishment, not discipline as shame, but discipline as preparation for the life, vision, and destiny God has shown you. Because here's the truth. I've been disciplined, I've been faithful, I've been consistent, but not to the degree required for what's next. And that's the difference between doing something and being able to steward it well. Hebrews 12:11 says, "For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." Notice, trained by it. Discipline is not a one-time event. It's repetition, it's consistency, it's training until your body, mind, and spirit can carry the weight of your calling. 1 Corinthians 9:27 says, "But I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified." Paul isn't saying he has no discipline. He's saying he intensifies it because of what he carries. That's exactly where I am. I'm not starting from zero. I've done a lot, but the level I'm walking into requires heavier lifting, more focus, and greater internal control. Here's where it gets personal. I've been consistent in prayer. I've been consistent in study. I've been consistent in showing up for others. But I realized my attention wavered too often. I let distractions pull me from intentional growth. I defaulted to comfort instead of leaning into pressure. I sometimes treated the vision like a maybe instead of a responsibility. And that's the truth about discipline. It's not about never failing. It's about raising the standard and refusing to accept the previous level of effort. Think about it like weightlifting. You can lift a weight and get some result, but to grow strength, you have to increase the weight, increase the reps, and push past what's comfortable. Discipline is the same. Here's how I'm building this new level. Time discipline. I plan my day around what matters most, not what's urgent. Spiritual discipline. I'm increasing the intentionality of my prayer, study, and listening to God. Emotional discipline. I pause before reacting. I choose responses over impulses. And physical discipline. Even my body is trained, not just for health, but to carry the vision with energy and stamina. Consistency over motivation. I don't rely on inspiration to act. I act so that discipline itself becomes a muscle memory. Every repetition strengthens my capacity. Every intentional choice grows my fortitude. Every moment I push past comfort builds the ability to steward what's coming. Hebrews 12:11 says, "For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Notice discipline seems painful. That's why many of us quit too soon. We want growth without discomfort. We want vision without the grind. But God doesn't give us what we can handle lightly. He gives us what we can steward after we've been trained. 1 Corinthians 9:27 says, "But I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified." Disqualification isn't about sin. It's about readiness. You can have opportunity, calling, or vision, but if you haven't strengthened your internal capacity, the weight will crush you. So here's my takeaway. I'm not starting over. I'm intensifying. I'm lifting heavier, practicing longer, staying consistent when it's uncomfortable. And I'm doing it not for show, but so that when the vision manifests, I can carry it. Because the muscle, whether physical, spiritual, or emotional, is built under pressure, under resistance, and under time. And the higher the calling, the heavier the weight. Here's what I'm putting in place. Morning and evening rituals. Anchoring my day with discipline before distraction. Time blocking. Protecting my focus for the tasks that train capacity, not just productivity. Intentional learning. Reading, studying, and taking courses that sharpen skills I need for the next level. Boundary setting. Saying no to what doesn't build muscle, fortitude, or stewardship. Remember, discipline isn't perfection. It's intentionality applied over time. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's choosing the weight today so tomorrow you can carry more. Discipline is what shapes your capacity to steward what God has promised. So maybe we're not just waiting on opportunities or breakthroughs. Maybe God is using this season of repetition, resistance, and intentional effort to build in us what the vision requires. And this time next year, I don't just want to see the vision manifest. I want to be ready to carry it fully. Every choice I make today, every intentional act of discipline is training me for what's next. If God has given you a dream and you're ready to embrace your journey, take some time to reflect on where you are consistent and where you need to strengthen your internal capacity. For those joining me on this journey, I've created a space that consists of tools and resources that I'm personally using to help me build discipline and readiness. And maybe you'll find them helpful as well. I'm adding more tools often. The link is in the description below. Let's strengthen ourselves together, because this time next year, we won't just talk about it, we'll be able to carry it. I'll see you in the next episode. Have an awesome day.
Introducing Queendom Life Management System, designed to bring structure, clarity, and order to how you manage your life. First is the setup section. Everything begins with intention. Inside the setup page, you define how your system works. You choose your colors for tags and priorities, set your task statuses, and assign who is responsible. Because how you organize your life should reflect how you lead it. Next is the to-do list section. From there, your to-do list becomes your command center. Every task is clearly defined with a deadline, start date, category, and priority. You can instantly see how many days are left, track the status, and know exactly who is in charge. No confusion, no clutter, just clarity. Then the calendar section. Your tasks don't stay scattered. They flow directly into your calendar, giving you a clear visual overview of what needs your attention and when. Filter by priority, tags, or dates. Review completed tasks. Even identify duplicate entries, so nothing is repeated or overlooked. Last is your schedule section. And when it's time to execute, your schedule brings structure to your day. Simply select your date and time and assign tasks directly into your day. placing each responsibility exactly where it belongs. What I've learned is managing your life isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters with order, intention, and precision. The Queendom Life Management System is where your life is no longer managed by pressure, but by design.